Peace to everybody. This story is about Kim Foxx. She's speaking out after she denied Smollett received the special treatment. And as you can see here, here's Kim Foxx in the picture, and of course in the video. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx spoke out Wednesday for the first time since charges were dropped against Jussie Smollett. So she finally came out and spoke for the first time ever since the charges were dropped against him. Foxx explained to WGN News why her office dropped all 16 charges against Jussie Smollett. Based on the nature of the offense and his background, this was a just outcome, she said. Justice takes many forms. So she's explaining to WGN News why her office dropped all 16 charges, and it was an outcome that justice takes many forms. Foxx said dropping the charges was not an anomaly and instead an example of an alternative prosecution. So it was really not an option, but of course, but unfortunately, it wasn't. It had to be no choice but to be dropped, and it was an example of an alternative prosecution. The alternative prosecutions unit gives people, even those we believe committed a crime, opportunity to participate in some alternative to court involvement. Foxx listed community service and restitution as examples of these alternatives. So when Jussie Smollett forfeited his $10,000 bond to the city of Chicago, he had to do 2 days worth of community service. So that was like 16 hours right there. And the alternative prosecutions unit gives people, even those we believe committed a crime. So did Jussie Smollett really caused all this crime or not? That's the question. Smollett forfeited his $10,000 bond and performed recent community service with the Rainbow Push Coalition. Some people don't plead guilty and are still afforded these opportunities, Foxx said. So, yeah, like I said, Jussie's forfeited his $10,000 bond. He did 2 days worth of community service, and some people don't plead guilty, like Foxx said. Foxx cited Smollett's Class 4 felony charges as reason why her officer proceeded with an alternative prosecution. So there was a Class 4 felony, really, but we know that he wasn't going to go to jail, or he wasn't going to go to jail because, I mean, his record has been expunged, it disappeared. And Rahm Emanuel and Eddie Johnson are still complaining. Even I know they're still complaining now about all this mess. In Illinois is the lowest level of a felony. It's a step up from a misdemeanor, Foxx said. Most likely, people who are convicted of a Class 4 aren't sent to prison. They are given some form of probation or diversion if they don't have a long rap sheet or a violence in their background, and because of the nature of the offense, alternative prosecution is a method we recommended. So Jussie Smollett don't have a very long record. The only thing he's got is a 2007 DUI thing. I don't know how that came about, but and this and this alleged attack that's on his record that was on his record is just I don't know, it's just I mean, well, it's kind of more likely gone, but I guess some of it's still there maybe because then they have and if they don't have a long rap sheet, then yeah, an alternative prosecution is a method we recommend. In other words, you could do community service, you could do whatever you're forced to do is volunteering. In February, Fox's office said she was recusing herself from the Smollett case in order to avoid a potential conflict of interest based upon familiarity with potential witnesses. So Kim Fox did recuse herself because she had no choice. She wanted to avoid the potential conflict of interest based on the potential witnesses. The case was eventually handed off to First Assistant State's Attorney Joe Maggots. You know, I don't know anything about this Joe Maggots, so he was the first ass- assistant state's attorney, so they handled this case. Maggots admits he believes Smollett is guilty, but his office's priority is on violent crime. So he's still thinking Jussie Smollett is guilty even for the crimes that he allegedly did, but I find it hard to believe because Jussie Smollett was attacked by two men that were wearing ski masks. Smollett was accused of staging a hate crime. Attacked in January, a grand jury indicted him on 16 counts of disorderly conduct, but in a surprise move, prosecutors agreed to drop those charges and have the court records sealed. So yeah, he was indicted on 16 counts of disorderly conduct, but the charges are dropped and the court records are sealed. And once they're sealed, that's it. You're not going to open them. Even if you ask the judge, nope, you ain't getting them. The court files should never have been sealed in the first place, Fox said. Well, yeah, well, she is kind of right, but it's too late now. The court records are sealed, and there's nothing that could be done about it. So once they're sealed, that's it. You're not going to get out of it any kind of way to open the records back up at all unless it's court ordered by the judge. But since the judge agreed to have the court records sealed, there's nothing else you can do about it. Leave your comments below, and I am out.